Kumusta? I'm Avard Joseph and welcome to News and Worthy Recap Weekly Edition number 165. We have thoughts to cover since last week, so skip to the chances provided if it piques your interest and subscribe to the channel kasi wala namang masama, di ba? And let's get on with the video. What do you get when you threaten the president, the first lady, and the House Speaker?
Huwag kang mag-alala, ma'am, sa security ko. Kasi may kinausap na ako na tao. Sinabi ko sa kanya, kapag pinatay ako, patayin mo si BBM, si Lisa Araneta, at si Martin Romales. No joke. No joke. Nagbilin na ako, ma'am. Pag namatay ako, sabi ko, huwag ka tumigil hanggang hindi mo mapatay sila. And then he said yes.
In a fit of rage kasi nakulong yung aide mo.
Putang ina ninyong lahat. Martin Romualdez, Lisa Marcos, Bongbong Marcos.
The chair declares the sufficiency in substance of Zabala et al. Impeachment complaint. So ruled. The chair declares the Cabrera impeachment complaint sufficient in substance. So ruled.
No sino nga naman ang sira sa ulo na panonoorin yung buong impeachment trial ni VP Sara na umaabot ng ilang oras over the course of 3 days every week for apparently 30 weeks o lagpas kalahating taon. By the way, ang ibig sabihin niyan, malalak ang Senado for 30 weeks para lang sa impeachment.
Pinagdedebatehan ng defense para kay VP Sara, prosecution team ng House of Representatives at mga senator judges ang papalapit na pagtalakay ng prosecution team sa ikalawang article of impeachment regarding her alleged unexplained wealth laban kay VP Sara.
Ang sweldo niya 200,000 pero bakit may bahay siya sa ganito, nawala sa SALN niya? Diba? So I agree na sundan natin yung ebidensya. If the SALN is much more than what you're making, that could spark your curiosity, your suspicion, and continue to investigate. But do you make the conclusion now and file the impeachment case that since malayo yung SALN sa income, therefore ill-gotten yon, without giving that person a way to explain before you subpoena every single document about their lives?
That's precisely why, Your Honor, they call it unexplained wealth. Doon po natin malalaman yan sa mga dokumento.
No, I agree.
Ngayon, kung
they call it
naipaliwanag...
Go ahead, sorry.
I'm sorry, Your Honor.
I'm sorry. I'm the one. Please continue. So, if you're coming to the court with evidence already, but kinukuha mo yung subpoena na yan, di ba, to further prove your point, I don't think there'll be a question there. As Attorney Powa said kanina na kung yung BIR box na yan, alam natin yung laman and dapat gamitin dito, they inallege nyo na. Pero kung hindi alam yung laman, are we fishing there if there's a tax evasion or wala? I don't know the answer. I'm asking you the question. You can answer it in any way you're comfortable in answering.
If I may briefly narrate the procedure that the House might had to undergo for the articles to reach this honorable court. When the complaints were filed before the House of Representatives, the Committee on Justice was tasked not with conducting a trial, not with ferreting out all the evidence, but simply determining whether there was probable cause to proceed with the case. So hindi po namin hinanap yung kabuuan ng ebidensya dahil hindi po namin tungkulin yon. When we made the determination that there was sufficient probable cause to proceed with that case, then that is what we submitted in terms of the articles of impeachment that reached this honorable court.
1 million out, 2 million, 1 million in the time deposit, 3 million. Paglabas na may 2%, 1 million 2 pesos, 1 million 2,000 pesos, 4 million na yon. So hindi evidentiary yun, speculation sa ikot ng pera. Meaning, all I have to do is find someone with a bank account and give them a long enough period, and I will say that they have hundreds of millions or billions.
Precisely, Your Honor, that is why we want the bank records to be produced. Because, as you mentioned, the only reports submitted by the Anti-Money Laundering Council pertain to covered and suspicious transaction reports. They do not show us the exact balances that were contained
And
in those bank accounts. And it is only the bank records that will provide
Yes.
that information.
Agree. And it's suspicion. When you say suspicion, that does mean necessarily suspicion that it's attached to a AMLA crime, but it could be suspicious meaning 6 months walang gumagalaw, biglang everyday ngayon gumalaw. Di ba? Yun yung definition ng part ng definition ng AMLA.
Matatandaan na noong committee hearing para sa impeachment ni Sara, minabuti ng House Committee on Justice na hindi buksan ang bank records over questions sa legality at kung kinakailangan ba talaga o mas mabuting pabayaan ang Senate Impeachment Court na buksan ang kanyang tax returns o BIR sealed box.
I submit that this body has both the authority and the duty to examine the income tax returns in question, subject to appropriate safeguards if necessary, but not subject to outright prohibition. The Constitution demands no less. Let us affirm that in the hierarchy of laws, the Constitution remains supreme. Let us affirm that impeachment is a meaningful power, not an empty formality. And let us affirm that no statute may be invoked to defeat the people's right to accountability. For these reasons, I maintain and I move that this committee should proceed with the opening and examination of the income tax returns, the supposed contents of that box, and to reject any interpretation that would unduly constrain our constitutional mandate.
Na ang impeachment is the highest form of national inquest to determine the accountability and fitness of the highest leaders of the country. Dapat pong mabuksan ang box na yan dahil pag hindi nabuksan yan, parang tayo ang gumawa ng betrayal of public trust. We should let the Filipinos see what's inside that box and allow the members of this committee to assess what evidence is inside the box.
Just because we can do something does not mean we should. Uulitin ko ho. Just because we can do something does not mean we should. Bakit po ako nag-aalangan? Unang-una, sa aking pag-aaral, privacy and the law. Meron tayong Section 270 ng NIRC na nagbibigay proteksyon sa confidentiality ng mga taxpayers. Yan ang una. Pangalawa, private rights. Kasama sa usapin si Attorney Manscarpio, isang private citizen na may karapatan sa data privacy. Hindi po siya rito ang ating tinutugis bilang merong impeachable offense. Number 3, process over politics. Ang trabaho ng House ay tukuyin lamang ang probable cause. Kung may usok ba sa likod ng apoy.
With 6 votes in the affirmative and 38 votes in the negative with 0 abstention, the motion to open the box is hereby denied. So ruled. Let it be placed on the record that the committee will not open the box. The COMSEC is directed to continue preserving and taking care of the sealed box until the committee decides on the existence or non-existence of probable cause. So ruled.
Ayon kasi sa Section 2 ng Bank Secrecy Law, ang lahat ng bank deposits ay sikreto at exempted except sa mga kaso ng impeachment. Which is, a nice addition. Kasi they are the most likely to have been or needing such intervention. Now, this comes about dahil sa suspicious raw na paglobo ng net worth ni VP Sara mula noong siya ang Vice Mayor ng Davao City noong 2007 kung saan mayroon siyang 7 million pesos kung ikukumpara sa kanyang 2024 SALN na umabot ng mahigit kumulang 89 million pesos. I mean, mas malaki yung paglobo ng net worth ni Marcos pero syempre, si VP Sara wala namang Talyano Gold. Isama mo pa yung pasabog ni dating Senador Antonio Trillanes IV kung saan umabot raw ng bilyones di umano ang transaction sa kanilang bank account sa joint accounts ni na Attorney Mans Carpio at VP Sara Duterte.
To be responsive to the request of the Honorable De Lima, can you at least say whether that transaction is part of the report of AMLC? Kasama po ba itong transaction na ito sa report ng AMLC na sinumite dito sa Justice Committee?
Madam Chair, given that we are only given limited information, I cannot confirm, for example, what's the nature of the transfer, where is the addressee and all.
We are not inquiring as to the nature of the transfer, just whether or not that amount appears as well in the report of the AMLC.
I can confirm, Madam Chair, if there is a movement of funds on that same date with the same amount involving the same
That
account.
will be enough.
Okay,
That will be
understood.
enough.
So for December 9, 2014, on our records, based on our records, there is a transaction amounting to 16,852,832.94.
So 5 out of 5 transactions randomly selected by Honorable De Lima from Annex A is confirmed by the AMLC, at least that similar transactions appear in their report. Are there any other subject of confirmations? No more.
Marami po kasi ito. That's why I just randomly selected 5 from each of the annexes.
So in total, how many transactions have been confirmed?
So 18.
Do you confirm that? Total of 18 transactions?
We informed earlier that there are 18 transactions mentioned. That
Okay.
one we mentioned are existing in our report.
So
based on
for
our
the
report
record, 18 out of 18 transactions.
Now, balik tayo sa impeachment court. Ang sinasabi kasi ng depensa sa kanilang pagtutol sa pagsasabina ng bank records ni VP Sara mula sa AMLC o AMLAC, fishing expedition lang daw to. Kasi wala naman kayong konkretong ebidensya na mayroong mali sa mga bank transactions ko. Or at least, yun ang kanilang depensa para hindi payagan ng impeachment court ang pagkuha at pagsabina ng AMLAC records ni VP Sara, lalo na at ang dahilan kung bakit siya nagkaroon ng AMLAC records ay dahil nga sa umunoy mga suspicious bank transactions kung saan katulad nga ng sinabi ng Antonio Trillanes IV, bilyones ang halaga ng total. Bilyones ang halaga sa matotal sa bank records ni VP Sara at ni Attorney Mans Carpio. And maybe even former President Rodrigo Roa Duterte. Pero, ginamitan ni Attorney Chel Jokno ang logic ni Senator Judge Cayetano saying na Kung sinasabing fishing expedition ito dahil wala silang proof, edi sana kahit wala silang powers para imbestigahan ng mas malalim, or at the very least, to be honest, hindi naman kailangan na sobrang lalim ng pag-iimbestiga mo, basta meron ka lang probable cause at probable reason para magkaroon ng ganitong impeachment trial, mag-go na. Ang dahilan nga kung bakit may trial ay para mas lalo pang maungkat yung mga pinipilit itago. Ang kailangan mo lang again and again, yung probable cause to even conduct the freaking trial.
But if you cannot connect AMLA and the bank accounts, that's precisely what the defense and other people are saying. Aren't you nga fishing between the three? Fishing means hindi mo pa hawak, so you're trying to get a fish, in this case, a very big fish. Diba? So, pag sinabing hindi fishing expedition, meron ka ng ebidensya. But you want to prove that in court, and you need that to prove it, but you know what to prove already.
If we bring Your Honor's logic to its conclusion, that would mean that the Committee on Justice would have to conduct a full-blown trial, get all the evidence at that level, so that we do not have to fish anymore when we get to this court. When that is not the contemplation of the procedure for impeachment under the
No,
Constitution.
I won't argue what the what the House.
With the permission of the gentleman of the floor, Senator Cayetano,
Last two questions.
thank you very much.
So-
Now, Senator Judge Pia Cayetano also brought up Stonehill v. Diokno against Diokno's son, Chel Diokno, para isampal siguro na natalo yung tatay niya nung nagkaroon ng warrant na hindi in-specify kung ano yung limitasyon ng warrant issued by the judge. This landmark ruling, by the way, actually imposed yung pagbabawal sa mga infinite or limitless warrant. Kumaga, ang sinasabi dun sa landmark ruling ng Supreme Court, dapat kapag mayroong warrant, specified kung ano yung hinahanap mo. And you can't really just, get whatever you want tapos hoping in the future na eto mayroong connection. Kumbaga parang fishing, except, nandoon ka na.
So in the landmark case of Stonehill versus Diokno, 1967 pa po to, karamihan ng mga lawyers hindi pa pinapanganak. The importance of due process was highlighted, and the Supreme Court discussed 2 points. General warrants are void. Sabi ng Supreme Court, a warrant must be issued on probable cause for one specific offense and must particularly describe the thing being seized. So kailangan particular ang description dun sa warrant. Warrants that leave it to the discretion of the officer serving them to decide what to seize, or general warrants are outlawed by the Constitution because they place the sanctity of the home and privacy at the mercy of prosecutors. So sinabi dito na kailangan specific. Take note, warrant ito ha. Supina naman ang pinag-uusapan natin. Alam ko po yun. Pero I'm pointing it out kasi ang magiging tanong ko later on is kung relevant ito sa kaso. Okay? The other principle that was established in Stonehill versus Diokno was the exclusionary rule. Evidence obtained through an unconstitutional search is inadmissible for any purpose in any proceeding. Ito po yung tinatawag na the fruit of the poison tree. Pag nakuha mo yung information dun sa bawal na paraan, kung ano yung information mo, bawal ipakita yon. And this is where I need to get guidance from the presiding officer. If I'm allowed, I don't have to name names, to share the discussion that we had in caucus.
Cayetano brought it up to argue na since bubuksan talaga ang financial records ni VP Sara, dapat i-limit ang magiging scope ng warrant para hindi raw matulad sa Stonehill v. Diokno. Kumbaga sinasabi niya, let's be cautious. Hold your horses nga, di ba? Ang sabi ng prosecution ni Attorney Virgil Agutan. Pero magkaiba naman ang pagsasabina at ang pagwawaran.
Iba po ang konteksto ng search warrant na naging main issue sa Stonehill versus Diokno. Sa konteksto po natin na sabina ang pinag-uusapan. Ang search warrant po, ang governing law po dyan ay nasa Bill of Rights natin, Article 3, Section 3. At kaya siya nandun dahil very invasive po ang search warrant. Pag ang isang judge ay nag-issue ng search warrant, pwedeng pasukin yung opisina o yung bahay ng person involved, pwedeng halongkatin yung lahat ng mga gamit niya doon sa kanyang opisina o sa kanyang bahay. Kaya po naglagay ng maraming limitasyon ang ating konstitusyon dahil marami ng pang-aabuso, marami ng mga halimbawa ng pang-aabuso na nangyari kahit noon pa. Iba po ang pinag-uusapan natin ngayon. Ang pinag-uusapan natin ngayon ay subpoena. Hindi po ito license to enter an office or to search any place. Ito po ay mismong humihiling lang ng mga dokumentong nakasulat sa loob ng subpoena. Yung pong search warrant, kung ano man ang makuhang ebidensya doon, ay direktang binibigay po yun sa court, and that is now considered as evidence by the court that issued the search warrant. Iba po ang subpoena, dahil pag naglabas ang isang hukuman ng subpoena, itong mga records ay hindi po siya considered yet as evidence. Yan po ay ipoproduce lang, dadalhin lang po sa korte, and now it is up to the parties, and I refer to both parties, to decide which of those documents may be relevant in terms of the evidence that they are need to present. Yung pong nakikita po natin sa subpoena, it is not in any way invasive because as I mentioned earlier, as pointed out by Senator Enrile when he was the presiding officer in the Corona trial, we are simply having those documents produced. The admissibility of those documents will only be determined after if offered by the parties. Kaya po sa aming mga pananaw ay malaking-malaki ang pagkaiba ng search warrant sa subpoena.
Ang gusto niya kasi, yung isasubpoena lang ay simula noong 2022 to 2026 kasi raw yun lang yung naging start ng pagiging impeachable officer niya. Yun lang dapat daw ang tignan. Doon lang sa 2022 to 2026 lang ang kukuning record kumpara sa gusto ng prosecution na 2007 to 2026 to establish a baseline ng pinagmulan. Kumbaga, kung pupunta ka agad ng 2022 malamang mataas na yung pera niya. Malaki na yung pera niya. Pero kung mag-umpisa tayo sa pinakaumpisa nung first time niyang ma-elect sa posisyon, which was nung naging vice mayor siya ng kanyang tatay sa Davao City, malalaman mo kung gaano kataas yung tinaas at nilobo ng iyong network.
Mr. Presiding Officer, Honorable Senator Judges, magandang hapon po sa inyong lahat. The issue before the impeachment court today is not whether you possess the power to issue a subpoena. The real issue is whether such power may be exercised in a manner that disregards due process and compels the production of documents and information beyond what is allowed by law. Your Honors, jurisprudence provides that for a subpoena to be valid, it must comply with twin requirements of 1, definiteness, and 2, relevance. Ibig sabihin po nun, dapat particularly describe po ang nasasaklaw ng subpoena at dapat may direktang kaugnayan sa ginagawang paglilitis. Your Honors, when a subpoena becomes oppressive, when it is unreasonable, and when it is merely issued for the very purpose that there is a hope that somewhere, somehow, something incriminating will come out, it ceases to be an instrument of justice. It becomes a weapon of a fishing expedition. And that is exactly what confronts this very court today. And that is why the defense has taken the position that the prosecution's requests must be denied.
No pinayagan ng impeachment court ang pagsasabina ng piling bank, tax at AMLAC records ni Sara, asawa niyang Manasseh Carapio, kanilang law partnership at 19 pang kumpanyang inililink sa kanila despite opposition from several minority senators.
At the outset, the presiding officer reiterates and adopts by reference the court's citation of applicable rules regarding the issuance of subpoena ducis tecum, which forms an integral part of this order. The foregoing standards are deemed reproduced and shall govern the court's disposition of the present subpoena requests. After examining the records sought, the court finds that the requested documents meet the requirements set forth. They are reasonably described, readily identifiable, and prima facie relevant and material to the allegations under Article 2. However, the court, similarly, requests insofar as it seeks the records of JTC Group of Companies, Philippines Inc., and Pikimong Philippines Corporation. The prosecution failed to establish a prima facie nexus between these entities to either the respondent or to her spouse. The records sought, therefore, do not at this time satisfy the requirement of prima facie relevance under Rule 21 of the Rules of Civil Procedure. The court also resolves the respondent's objection to the requested period from 2007 to 2021. They anchored their opposition on the Supreme Court's pronouncement in Duterte v. HOR that the basis of any charge must be for impeachable acts or omissions committed in relation to their office and during the current term of the impeachable officer. The argument, as stated earlier, fails because first, the documents requested under the subpoena ducis tecum will not be used to allege additional impeachable offenses. This court will not allow it. The Commissioner is directed to make the appropriate return to this court in accordance with the law on July 30, 2026 at 9 a.m. before the Clerk of Court. The court shall await the return before taking any further action as may be warranted. The parties are likewise directed to be represented by counsel on the aforementioned time and date for inspection, comparison, photocopying, and/or marking as the case may be. So ordered.
Sa katunayan nga, nagsulat pa, much to the chagrin of Alan Peter, Pia Cayetano, Loren Legarda, Camille Villar, at Amy Marcos. Kumbaga nagsalat pa sila na, hey, I don't like the fact na sinampina natin itong mga bank records, tax records, at AMLAC records ni VP Sara. This is not freaking right. Except, it doesn't really matter kung anong sinulat nila because, again, the impeachment court has decided that, again, katulad ng nangyari sa impeachment ni Corona, kumbaga, may precedent na.
There is also a precedent during the 2012 Corona impeachment trial. The Senate issued the subpoena and thereafter awaited the return of the BIR commissioner. The requested records were produced only after the requisite presidential authorization had been obtained, one of the recognized exceptions under Section 71 of the NIRC.
Pero hindi isinama ang dalawang kumpanya at mga foreign currency deposits ng dalawa. Which is weird, Paano na lang yung mga potensyal na yuan, renminbi galing China o kaya kung saan mang lugar. Malay mo, marami silang dolyar, marami silang euro, marami silang pounds, marami silang yen, marami silang kung ano man. Pero, ang makukuha o masasapina lang ng impeachment court ay yung mga local currency. Ang nakakatawa lang, dahil yung Article 2 ng impeachment ni VP Sara ay, kaparehas o may similarity sa impeachment complaint laban kay impeached Supreme Court Justice Renato Corona, makikita natin yung pagbabago ng ihip ng hangin ni Alan Peter Cayetano, Pia Cayetano, at Loren Legarda. Kasi sila, they voted to impeach the Supreme Court Justice noon na si Renato Corona based on those exact same allegations. Pero ngayon, they are on the other side.
What do you get when you threaten the President, the First Lady, and the House Speaker?
Huwag kang mag-alala, ma'am. sa security ko kasi may kinausap na ako na tao. Sinabi ko sa kanya, kapag pinatay ako, patayin mo si BBM, si Lisa Araneta, at si Martin Romales. No joke. No joke. Nagbilin na ako, ma'am. Pag namatay ako, sabi ko, huwag ka tumigil hanggang hindi mo mapatay sila. And then he said yes.
In a fit of rage kasi nakulong yung aide mo.
Putang ina ninyong lahat. Martin Romualdez, Lisa Marcos, Bongbong Marcos.
The chair declares the sufficiency in substance of Zabala et al. Impeachment complaint. So ruled. The chair declares the Cabrera impeachment complaint sufficient in substance. So ruled.
No sino nga naman ang sira sa ulo na panonoorin yung buong impeachment trial ni VP Sara na umaabot ng ilang oras over the course of 3 days every week for apparently 30 weeks o lagpas kalahating taon. By the way, ang ibig sabihin niyan, malala ang Senado for 30 weeks para lang sa impeachment.
Now sa paglabas ng bagong survey para sa trust at approval rating ng mga matataas na opisyal ng gobyerno, iisa ang may pinakamataas na rating kung ikukumpara sa Pangulo, Senate President, Chief Justice at House Speaker. Ayon kasi sa Social Weather Stations o SWS survey, si Marcos ay nakakuha ng 34% trust rating. Undecided naman ang 19%, samantalang 45% ang may maliit o wala talagang tiwala kay BBM to a total of negative 15%. Samantalang sa Pulse Asia, 28% lang ang kanyang trust rating, even lower than the SWS. That is in contrast noong July 2024 nung nakakuha pa siya ng 64% trust rating na kung iisipin, palagapak na talaga simula pa lang nung umalis si VP Sara sa gabinete niya noong June 19, 2024. Or is it 2023? I'm not sure. Now I don't know how Auntie Claire can spin that into something more manageable and palatable sa Malacanang press corps. Malay mo, meron siyang tricks up her sleeve. How can she manage? How can she reframe the fact na ang kanyang boss negative 15% ang trust rating? Kumbaga, mas marami ng 15% ang tao o sa kanyang boss kung ikukumpara sa mga may gusto sa kanya. Samantala, si VP Sara is holding strong sa SWS survey kung saan mayroon siyang 57% trust rating with 15% of the Filipino people undecided at 27% na may little o kaya naman ay walang tiwala sa kanya. Which is, kind of weird dahil there's a unique subgroup kung totoo man kung saan 7% ng Pilipino still both trust or are still undecided kay VP Sara at Marcos. But, the 27% is much closer to the Pulse Asia's 28% trust kay Marcos. So, malay mo, merong tinaas, merong binaba, who knows? What that means though, you're gonna have to figure out yourself. Kay Senate President Sherwin Gatchalian naman, mayroon siyang 18 plus na net positive rating with 45% satisfied at 27% dissatisfied, while Speaker Bogie D has a plus 8 rating with 33% satisfied at 26% na tao na hindi natutuwa sa kanyang mga pinaggagawa. So, kung mataas ang trust rating ni VP Sara, bakit siya gustong i-impeach for betrayal of public trust. Hindi ba counterintuitive yon? Binoto siya ng 32 million na katao at hanggang ngayon, mataas pa rin ang kanyang trust rating. So bakit mo siya kakasuhan ng betrayal of public trust? Bakit mo siya i-impeach with the article of impeachment na betrayal of public trust kung mataas pa rin ang trust ng tao sa kanya? 57% nga.
Pwede po ba na sana ay maiwasan natin ang pagbibigay ng witness na may kasong perjury? Hindi na po ito si Las Cañas. Ang sinasabi ko po ay yung dalawang mahal nating witness, si Attorney Jeremy Lotok at si NBI Agent Talilong, na sa mga oras na ito ay may kasong hinaharap na perjury. Pwede po bang iwasan natin na may mga ganito tayong witness? Ang nasasakdal po kasi dito ay ibinoto ng 32 million na tao. Sana po, aming mga mahal na kaibigan sa prosecution, ay isipin nating mabuti bago po tayo magbigay ng mga witness na may perjury na kaso o nagkaroon po kami ng dahilan na gumawa ng amenda na itong perjury ay amendahan. Pwede po ba yun?
Your Honor, with all due respect, I would like to take exception to the question and manifestation of the Honorable Senator Judge Robin Padilla. First of all, we were able to verify already that there are no cases pending against the prosecution witnesses. In addition, Your Honor, and only to respond to the concern of the Honorable Senator Judge Padilla, ang conviction po ay hindi ground for disqualification unless it is final and unless it is punishable by more than 1 year and that the crime constitutes moral turpitude.
Alam niyo po, napakaganda po ng inyong sagot. Sana hindi one-sided ang ating persecution. Ano? Kasi, alam niyo, pag kayo ang pagpabor sa inyo, alam niyo ba, bawal po ang ginagawa.
Kindly maintain
Presiding
order
officer,
within the
bawal
court.
po ang ginagawa nitong nasa harap natin, nagkukomento.
Kindly maintain order in the court. The Sergeant at Arms, by authority of the Senate President, is directed to kindly maintain.
Hindi po
order in the
sila
court.
allowed mag-ingay. Korte po ito.
Thank you. You may proceed, Senator Judge. Who was speaking?
Ako po.
You may proceed, Senator Judge.
I was
Padilla.
interrupted.
Trial, the prosecution proposes that we unseat the Vice President elected to office by more than 32 million Filipino people, more than the number of votes cast for the sitting President, and much greater than any of the votes secured by each of the members of the House of Representatives who now are here to prosecute her and seek to undo this people's choice.
Well, magkaiba naman kasi ang public trust at betrayal of public trust. Sabi nga ni General Luna, pwedeng mataas ang tiwala sa iyo kahit naharapan ka ng niloloko.
Sa ngayon ay kakampi natin ng Amerika. Nangako sila sa akin sa Hong Kong.
Gagawin ng Amerika ang lahat.
Hintayin na lang nating matapos ang Treaty of Paris.
May delegado ba tayo sa Paris? O kahit tagapagmasid man lamang. Para kayong mga birhen na naniniwala sa pag-ibig ng isang puta!
Kasi tatandaan natin na hindi porke popular ang isang tao, hindi na sila makabasag pinggan, hindi na sila immune sa kasalanan o sa paggawa ng mga mali. Lalo na kung malala ang ganawa nila, despite how people may look into it. Ano man ang tingin nila, betrayal of public trust is basically the same thing always and forever. 32 million people or 32 million votes is not enough to ignore corruption, lalo na yung mga lantaran. It should be the red flag dahil this is how democracies die. Kung papayagan natin na, 32 million people ang bumoto dito, tapos gusto nyong i-impeach, this will be how democracies die kapag pinalagpas natin yung ganito, lalo na kung lantaran. Because kahit na sabihin mo na meron siyang 32 million people, that will be how democracies die. With thunderous applause for the populist leader and the narcissistic corrupt politician.
So, the Daily Tribune.
Your Honor, please.
No question yet, Your Honor.
Yes,
Let counsel finish with his question, and then the lead prosecutor may make her objection.
All right. This is from the Daily Tribune. Okay, and this is the entitled Public Trust Rating. I'll just focus on the green, not the red. No, but Vice President Sara Duterte, it says there 57%. And this was conducted by the Social Weather Station's SWS survey. Okay. Now, my question to you is this. You mentioned that you have an ongoing investigation. Do materials like this, insofar as how Filipino people view or trust VP Sara, have an effect in your investigation?
Objection,
Before
Your
the
Honor.
witness answers, lead prosecutor is recognized for objection. What is the basis of the objection?
Your Honor, the defense is showing a picture of the president and the vice president with a certain rating at the bottom. This has no relevance at all, Your Honor, with respect to the subject matter of this impeachment trial.
I think he
And
has...
we are objecting to the presentation of this picture, Your Honor.
I think it has... Just a short rejoinder, Your Honor.
Kindly allow the lead prosecutor. Are you done, ma'am?
Yes, Your Honor.
Just a short rejoinder, Your Honor.
Attorney Vinloan is
The
recognized.
witness mentioned the term betrayal of public trust. And we can run the TSN back. Your Honor, of course, we're allowed, this is cross-examination, we're allowed to present controverting evidence to that statement.
The chair will allow the witness to answer. The chair will allow the witness to answer, despite that there is no date when this survey was taken. Kindly answer if you know, Director Matibag.
Gladly, Mr. Presiding Officer. Alam niyo po, survey yan. And all of us know, or for the information of the public, a survey is just a snapshot of something. It doesn't necessarily follow na yung survey na yan is kumbaga nakataga na sa bato. Pangalawa po, may mandato po ang NBI. We cannot be swayed by public opinion o kaya po ng aming personal na opinion. Kami po ay nag-iimbestiga, nababatay sa batas, nababatay sa proseso, at nababatay po sa ating itinakdang mandato base po sa pagtatatag ng NBI.
At yan ang pagtatapos ng News and Worthy Recap Weekly Edition for roughly the 4th week of July 2026. Mag-suggest more topics and or corrections to the balitas if you feel I misrepresented them in any way. Salamat sa panonood mga kabiyang. For me, like, subscribe, follow my links sa socials and over Joseph that will be linked down below. Susunod mali of course. Paalam.